morning, children. So welcome to the annual session of a mathematics class. So as we have completed the lesson number system, the last session, I am going to conduct a test tomorrow. Okay, so I am going to conduct an online test tomorrow. So be prepared for the test. Okay, so since I have completed the number system lesson, we will go to the next lesson, which is coordinate geometry, which is a part of geometry lesson. Okay, so this lesson you need to write in the classwork, geometry classwork. You should write in the geometry classwork. So number system and then polynomials, those two lessons you should write in the algebra, and coordinate geometry you have to write in the geometry classwork. You need to keep the separate classworks for geometry as well as the algebra. Okay, so coordinate geometry, which is a very powerful branch of mathematics. It will be a very big branch of mathematics. So initially it was introduced by René Descartes. This name will be René Descartes. Okay. In the 17th century, it was introduced the coordinate geometry. In the 17th century, he was a French mathematician and is a philosopher. He was introduced the coordinate geometry in 17th century. Okay, so on his remembrance, we will be calling the system, that is coordinate system, as a Cartesian system. We will call it as a Cartesian system also. The coordinate system we will call it as a two-dimensional system. Today, that will be called as a Cartesian system. So Cartesian system. I'm just going to do the introduction of the coordinate geometry. I will be sending the notes to you. Okay, in the WhatsApp I'm going to send the notes for this. So this system we will call it as a Cartesian system. In remembrance of the René Descartes, we will be having this Cartes. So therefore it is called as a Cartesian system. Cartesian system, coordinate system, Cartesian system, XY. Plane is Cartesian, plane we will call this Cartesian plane also. So in class 8 we have studied about introduction to the graphs. Introduction to the graphs. The extension of introduction to the graphs comes under the coordinate geometry only. Okay. So there we have learned that how to locate the one-dimensional point and how to locate the two-dimensional point. So those two, and how to join those 2 points, how to find out the distance of that point from the x-axis, how to find out the distance of that point from the y-axis. Okay, so what do you mean by y-axis and what do you mean by x-axis, how to intersect this. So these things we have learned in class 8. So again we will overview that what we have studied in the introduction to graphs. We will combine that, we will take those information and we will include in the coordinate geometry. Okay, so we know that even in the number system also, even in the number system lesson also, we have studied that suppose I am having a real number that can be represented on the number line, right? That can be represented on the number line. We will make it as a 0. The numbers what will be represented on the right side, that will be positive numbers. The number what will be represented on the left side, that will be the negative numbers. The whole real numbers can be represented on this number line, right? Even though square root of 2, square root of 3, irrational numbers, those numbers also we will be able to represent on the number line, right? By dividing it into equal intervals. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so minus 4 like this, right? So this is a number line. Right. So here we will call it as a positive numbers, we will call it as a negative numbers. So we can represent. We have studied that how to represent. Suppose if you want to represent the number 2, we can represent by using this number line. Okay. So this is one dimension. This is one dimension. Whereas in the coordinate geometry, suppose assume that there will be a point here. How to represent that point? How to represent this point? I am having a point. So this is not a one dimensional, this is 2 dimensional. You can observe that this is having a length, this is having a breadth. So of course it is a 2 dimensional. It is a 2 dimensional. In fact, 2 dimensional. It is a plane. Plane. Okay. Now, how to represent this point? How to describe this point? How to locate this point? Right? To describe this point, How to describe this point from the bottom of the board? How to describe this point from the left side of the board? So we need two axes. Observe that we need one axis and we need another axis. We need two axes to describe this point on the plane. So those two lines will be the same number lines only. Whatever we have studied that, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Again, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? So this is horizontal line. This is horizontal line. We take one more line, which is vertical line. We can represent the numbers on vertical line also, right? 1, 2, 3. We'll take plus negative opposite direction. Okay, with equal distances. Okay, so this is vertical line. What René Descartes has done that he has combined both these number lines. He has combined both these number lines. This is a horizontal line, horizontal number line. This is a vertical number line. What he has done? He has combined both these number lines. If you combine that two number lines, this line will be combined with this and will fall on this side like this, because 0 has to intersect. Observe that this has to fall on this line, then 0 has to intersect. So this is 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So the same vertical line is. Instead of writing it separately, so the line will be combined with the horizontal line. You can observe that these are all positive numbers, these are all positive numbers, these are all negative numbers, these are all negative numbers. Okay, so this horizontal line, he has called it as x-axis. The horizontal line, we will be calling as an x-axis. The vertical line, we will be calling as a y-axis. This will be as an x-axis and this will be as a y-axis, and those two lines will intersect at one common point. The common point will be 0, that is called as origin. O-R-I-G-I-N, that is called as the origin. Both the line will intersect at one point, that is called as the origin. So we will call it as O. We will denote as O. Okay. What is the intersecting point? O, which is origin. We'll see about what is the point over there. We'll locate about that because it is a two-dimensional plane. We'll represent the point, whatever the point will be there at that. We will discuss that after that. So that is origin, right? So observe that here this is x-axis now. Horizontal line will be the x-axis. Now you can observe that here all the numbers are positive. All the numbers are positive on the right side. So this is positive x-axis. This is positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. They will be denoted by x. Okay. Now you can observe that on the same number line, that is on the x-axis, you can observe these numbers. These are the negative numbers. So this is negative x-axis. Negative, left side will be the negative x-axis. So this will be called as x dash. Now x dash will be the x-axis. X dash will be the x-axis. How to represent that axis? Similarly now, vertical line. Now you can observe that these are all positive numbers. Correct? So this is positive y-axis. And you can observe it on the same number line. Downside, we will be observing that negative numbers. So this is negative y-axis. Negative y-axis. So that is this is O, this is positive y, this is y dash. Therefore, y dash will be y axis. So understood what do you mean by x axis and what do you mean by y axis? So initially we will be studying about the number line. Either it may be a vertical line or it may be a horizontal line, or it may be a horizontal line or it may be a vertical line. We are representing the number by the horizontal line or otherwise the vertical line. So what Rene Descartes has done that he has combined both the number line. He has combined both the number line. So we will be getting a intersecting point. That intersecting point we will be calling as a origin. Then we will be getting a horizontal line where we will be getting positive numbers, that is called as the positive x-axis, and we are getting negative numbers also, that is negative x-axis. So representation of the x over x dash will be the x-axis, then y over y dash will be the negative, y-axis, the vertical line, y-axis. Okay, this is about the combining those two number lines. Okay, so whenever if you combine these two number lines, you can observe that you will be getting the plane, whatever the plane, that will be divided into four parts. Observe that. Suppose I will be extending this line up to here, correct? Again up to here. This is a plane. I am extending, correct? Now you can observe that the blackboard will be the plane. Plane in the sense it is a two-dimensional figure or object, two-dimensional object. So that object into four parts. Observe that this is one part, this is second part, this is third part, and this will be fourth part. It is divided into how many parts? Four parts. Those four parts we will call it as a quadrants. Those four parts we will call it as a quadrants. This is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, anti-clockwise. It should come anti-clockwise. This is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. Okay, when you combine the vertical and horizontal line, those two vertical and horizontal line will divide the plane into four equal parts. Four parts otherwise. So in that, the first one will be the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. We will call it as a quadrants. Quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant. And so I will be sending the notes for this. So you just observe that what I am going to explain that notes I will send for this. Okay. This is fourth quadrant. Okay. Just observe that, understand that what will be there in the coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry is a small lesson. Okay. Only thing is you need to understand that what is the quadrants, what is positive x-axis, what is negative x-axis, x-axis, y-axis, origin. So how to locate the point? Only this thing. So understand that. What I am teaching, just understand that. I will be sending notes for this. Okay. Now, so understood that what is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. And this coordinates, this system is called as the coordinate system. Okay. And in fact, it is a Cartesian system. The system by which we can describe the position of a point in a plane is called Cartesian system. So this is called as this is arrangement. In fact, this arrangement is called as the Cartesian system. Cartesian system. Why is called as the Cartesian system? Cartesian system. It is the remembrance of the René Descartes. In the name itself, we will be having Descartes. So, on remembrance of René Descartes, the scientists who have found out this coordinate geometry, on remembrance of it, we will be calling as a Cartesian system, or otherwise we will be calling as a coordinate system. Otherwise, we will call as a coordinate system. Okay, this is the Cartesian system. Okay, now we have learned about the axis, coordinate plane, then coordinate axis. The horizontal line is x-axis and vertical line is y-axis. We have learned about the origin also. Okay, we will learn about we will take the point now. We will take the point and we will discuss about the point. Okay.
Now we will locate a point, we will describe a point, and we will understand what we can able to. Again, we will be taking a vertical line which is y-axis. So here afterwards I am not calling as a vertical line, I will be calling as a y-axis. Vertical line is y-axis, horizontal line is a x-axis. Okay, so this is x-axis and this is y-axis. In fact, this is y, this is y dash, this is x, and this is x dash. So this is intersecting point will be O. Okay, you know that OY is the positive axis, OX is the positive x-axis, OX dash is the negative x-axis, OY dash is the negative y-axis. Okay, and we know that XOY is the first quadrant, YOX dash is the second quadrant, X dash OY dash is the third quadrant, XOY dash is the fourth quadrant. Anti-clockwise, first, second, third, fourth. Okay. We'll discuss about what will be the sign in the first quadrant, what will be the sign in the second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. After that, what will be the sign? Okay. So now this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be done in the graph sheet. Okay. For representation, I will be doing. Why we need to do it in the graph sheet? Because it has to be equidistant. It has to be equidistant. In fact, by locating the point itself, here and all we should have a lines and we should have equidistance. Okay. For that, graph will be the convenient. Right. So we will come to the concept of locating a point or describing a point. I have told you that before that I am having a point here. So how to locate this point, how to describe this point, how to represent this point, how to interpret this point, where is the location of that point, how to get that. So similarly, I will be having a point here. Okay, I will be having a point here. Let me call it as P. P is a point. I don't know what is the value of P. How to obtain that point, how to locate that point, how to describe that point now, right? So it is having some, say suppose if I am writing a number line 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, minus 1, minus 4, okay. If I say that locate the point 3 or otherwise describe the point 3, represent the point 3 results, I can represent here 3. I can mark it out, there is a point 3. Right, I can represent it. So, how to represent that, how to locate that from the 0, it has to be 3 equidistant. 1, 2, 3. So, I can measure that, I can write that. Right, if it is a point 3 in the number line, 1 dimensional. Similarly, if it is in the 2 dimensional, if I am having a point, can be able to write like this only if I write 3, then what about this? Y-axis negative, vertical line. So that will describe only the x-axis, right? So for that, it has to represent in terms of x comma y, x comma y. It has to represent in terms of ordered pace. In terms of ordered pace, this is called as ordered pace. X comma y coordinate, x comma y ordered pair. So it is called as the ordered pair. Okay. So whenever the point will be there in the plane, that is in the 2 dimensional, that point has to be represented in terms of ordered pair. In terms of ordered pair. So here it is x is a perpendicular distance of point from the y-axis. X is the perpendicular distance of the point from the y-axis. So now, what is the distance of this point from the y-axis? This is the distance, right? This is the distance of the point from the y-axis. So how to measure that? See that? 3, 1, 2, 3. So here it is having 3 units. The perpendicular distance, the perpendicular distance of point from the y-axis is 3 units. How much? 3 units. That is measured along the x-axis. That is measured along the x-axis. What is y indicates that? Y indicates that the perpendicular distance of point B from the x-axis. Perpendicular distance of point from the x-axis. How to measure that? What is the distance of this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is point is x is how much we are getting? 3. Y we are how much we are getting? 4. This is 3, 4. That means the point is around 3 units from the y-axis and 4 units from the x-axis. That is the understanding about that point. If you write that 3, 4, if you write that 3, 4, that point will be there at the plane. It is at 3 units from the y-axis. It is 3 units distance from the y-axis and 4 units distance from the x-axis. That is the meaning of that point. You have learned that locating the point, but now you are understanding the meaning of that point. Now, this perpendicular distance from the y-axis is called as abscissa. It is called as the abscissa. It is called as the abscissa. Okay, it is called as the abscissa. Abscissa of point P. Abscissa of point P. Okay, what's that? That is x coordinate. That is the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance from the y-axis. Perpendicular distance from the y-axis. Otherwise, x coordinate. X coordinate is called as the abscissa of P. Okay. What is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis? That is y is ordinate. It is called as the ordinate. Ordinate of P. Abscissa and ordinate. Here x is abscissa, y is ordinate. What is x? X is nothing but the distance of a point from the y-axis. In fact, it is a perpendicular distance. In fact, it is a, you can observe that this is the vertical line y-axis. Y-axis. Observe that point will be a P. What is that? Perpendicular distance. What is that? Perpendicular, 90 degree. Perpendicular distance from the y-axis. Okay. Similarly, this is x-axis. Perpendicular distance. Again, this is x-axis. Okay. Perpendicular distance from the x-axis. Perpendicular distance from the x-axis. So, the x is nothing but a perpendicular distance of a point from the y-axis. Y is nothing but a perpendicular distance from the x-axis. Okay. So, how to measure that? I told you. And x is nothing but the abscissa of P. Y is nothing but the ordinate of P. Okay. So, then we will learn about abscissa, then ordinate, then okay, while locating the point, we will come to know that which quadrant is positive and which quadrant is both are negative, which quadrant is negative, positive, third quadrant is again both will be the negative. Okay, so we will discuss that. Till now you remember that this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, anti-clockwise, this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. Okay, what do you mean by coordinate? Cartesian system. Why it is called as a Cartesian system? And it is a Cartesian plane. In fact, it is an XY plane. Okay. In fact, it is a coordinate plane. We call it as a coordinate plane or Cartesian plane or XY plane. What do you mean by how it is originated? By intersecting two number lines, meaning of x-axis, meaning of y-axis, positive x-axis, positive y-axis, negative x-axis, negative y-axis, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, locating the it is not a locating the point, describing the point, and then what do you mean by that point, how to represent the point in the plane, that you need to represent in terms of order, pair only. What do you mean by the first value in the order pair, that is the perpendicular distance of point from the y-axis. What is the meaning of second point, that is perpendicular distance of point from the x-axis. First point x coordinate is called as the abscissa, y coordinate is called as the ordinate. So these are the things we have learned today. Okay, still we have some more points. Okay, we will discuss about some more points on the coordinate geometry in the next session. This is just introduction to the coordinate geometry. How to interlink with the introduction to the graphs to the coordinate geometry and its introduction. Okay, so regarding this, I will send the notes to you. Just copy those notes in your classwork. This has to be copied in the geometry classwork. Okay, that's it for today's class. If you have any doubts in coordinate geometry, please get back to me through my WhatsApp number, otherwise you can call me my number. So be prepared for the test. Tomorrow I'm going to conduct a test on the previous lesson, which is number system. Okay, at level of number. I will be sending the link today. So everyone has to join and be prepared and write well. Okay, so thank you.